the joy in the conversation is well worth that. So I am perfectly fine with that.
Laughing in our conversation.
Wouldn't be the first, won't be the last. Not even a little bit. So you guys obviously came in. You saw the last group. I try not to start with a prompt. At least this year, I'm trying that out, and it seems to work a lot better because I tend to interrupt their thoughts that they've gathered and they've prepared, and then I completely blow that wall down if I give them a prompt. So I'll let you talk whatever thoughts you have first, and then if I feel like you want to, or I feel like you want to deep down in, like the administrator thing, I'm probably going to hit. Maybe like convincing somebody who's reluctant, but it's it's just those things that we really want to get people here because of the experience, and what they find here tends to be something valuable to them. So what is it that you guys have found here that you want to share with me or with other people about KTI?
I guess when I first got nominated, I put off applying for a long time, and then it got to the end and I'm like, okay, I'll just put it in. If it works, it works. If not, it doesn't. And then I got that email saying, hey, you're a KTI star, come on in July. And I was so nervous between that moment until I walked in the door. But once I started talking to people, because I'm more of an introvert at heart, so I wasn't quite sure, meeting all these new people, I was not sure who they were, but then Dawn came in with cookies and we started talking. Tupperware.
That's great. She had a whole room's worth of cookies.
And we're like, hey, I have these cookies for you. I have these for us to share. Would you like some? And then we just, she's like, oh, I know this other person, Justine. I've never met her before, but we're gonna head on there. And then Amy popped in, and I feel like we kind of joked around like the Golden Girls. So it's just been great because it takes me a while to meet new people and kind of get out there, but I felt like that was such an easier, smoother transition than I normally have. So it's great having new friends, especially kind of going back to school, and just a renewed sense of creativity and spark that I really was missing with teaching, and I needed this.
Yeah.
Pass the mic.
You get the mic drop at the end.
It would probably bounce.
I'll gently set it. When I got nominated for this, I really knew nothing about it. I thought I knew a person who had been here before, but we no longer work together. And when my principal came to me, I know I'm a little different, and I do things a little differently at school, and I'm pretty driven that way. But I didn't really know what this was. I figured she's just trying to appease me and get her to go do something, and then obviously like the rest of them, we got here and I was blown away. Like, I'm so excited. My brain is about to explode because it is so cool, but in such a good way. So, now it's a matter of picking and choosing like what I want to try first. And I too am very much an introvert when it comes to, putting myself out there in front of adults, not kids. But this has actually made me want to go back and be like, okay, I want to present about what I've learned here because so many of my staff members could benefit from it. And I think like most of us, after COVID, a lot of us need a boost. They need something to be excited about again. And if I can bring that, then that makes me happy. And hopefully I can bring some others along for the ride.
Is our emotional support extrovert?
Yes.
I'm a fake extrovert. I am like introverted.
Well, you do it very well.
Thank you. I try. If everybody else around me is an introvert, I will be the extrovert, but only if everybody else is an introvert.
The volunteer's tribute.
So like going into this, I got the email. And I took a screenshot of it, and I was like, sent it to my friends. I was like, what is this? I was like, is this a scam? And they're like, no, I really did think that was really a scam.
The funny thing is that's not the first time I've heard that tonight.
Oh, really? I had no idea. And they're like, no, Wally, our principal, nominated you, apply for it, you can do this. And so I put it off, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a first year, 8th grade ELA teacher. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying to learn how to be this teacher. And coming here, I was nervous because I thought I had to have all of this knowledge already. I thought I had to be that tech person, be like that great teacher already. And I realized that it's about having the passion to want to be that great teacher, to like teach your kids, to just want to do better. And that's kind of what I learned that I have, and from that I can just kind of keep growing.
Yeah.
So that's what I learned here.
I know I talked a little earlier, but I think for me, one thing I didn't say earlier was we're better together. Just doing different STEM challenges with different people and trying new things just for the fun of trying, the exploration of it all, and trying to win and convincing people that they can. Like, that's so fun in those moments. But I think we're, like I said, we're better together than we are without each other. And like Dawn said, during COVID, like you felt like you were on an island. And I think some of us still feel like we're on an island because that's how we learned to like kind of do that. We can do this on our own, we can do it, but we don't have to. And I think that's the one thing that's really like shown for people who don't necessarily have a team. So like it's been great.
I'd like to take them all back so we could all work together.
Hey, I technically
would
do
be-
come back.
I know,
but
Yeah.
me too. I know that you're not off to share, but just what are you guys doing together?
Oh, yeah, so, I mean, I'm in Lancaster, she's in Palmyra, so I'm going into 4th grade for the first year this year. I've been teaching 3rd grade for 8 years, and now I'm teaching 4th grade. So, as another 4th grade teacher, we're gonna try and do some collaborative stuff distance-wise, because I know you're in need of someone to collaborate with. We'll just put some miles between us, but then hopefully we can build some connections, not with us still, but also with our kids, and then maybe even find some ways to keep it going.
And there's no reason we can't, because even all the extra tools that we learned about this week is going to make it more possible.
Nice, very nice. So with the administrator angle, because we know that sometimes what they're concerned with is not necessarily the same problems that on a teacher level, it's a different focus. They're not worse, they're not better, it's just a different focus. They do their job, we do our job, and everybody's hopefully cohesive. What is it that an administrator would benefit from? What benefit to an administrator would they have to send their faculty here?
I mean, I think we've seen there's 100 different benefits that would come to them. I think it will be overwhelming when we come back and share all of this, because we all know how hard it is to implement something big or even something small, but across your building. It's extra work, extra time, as we know so well, worth the effort.
Yeah, well, and I was just going to say, I think we kind of all lost sight with numbers and data and assessment and things like that, that we really forget that the true meaning of teaching is kids and building up a generation. And I think that's the biggest thing that I kind of took away from this week, was that it's all about the kids, and I feel like we all kind of need to get back on that same thing, because we get, I know for me too, like testing, curriculum, differentiations, all these things that are keep piling on top of us that really kind of take away from the real true meaning of why we do what we do. And I think it's good for more teachers to hear this and kind of reconnect with it in a more engaging way, rather than just like a random PD at the beginning of school, but like in a true meaningful way to make connections and kind of touch on all 4 of those pillars and really realize why we do what we do.
I think we should take this on the road. I mean, really, to benefit
Can we get
so
a bus?
many teachers. Let's just take KTO
It's
down the road.
I think, like, especially for middle school, getting those kids to still be passionate about wanting to learn is really difficult. And so often, like, in faculty meetings, at our own PDs, like, they ask us, how can we engage the kids more? And I think a lot of us kind of hit a wall, especially with COVID. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know how to get them engaged and passionate about what they want to learn anymore. And so I think with this, it just kind of gives us new ideas to bring back and to, like, show them how they can be passionate in a different way that's not more traditional. It's going in a different direction. The kids are growing up in a different direction, and we have to kind of embrace that, and this is how we do it.
And I think the big thing that I think Tracy kind of touched base on tonight is that we forget that passion and that joy in teaching, And that's why a lot of our kids are not really enjoying learning in school, but if we can find ways to kind of tap into that joy and what we love to do, that just kind of keeps going out and sharing it.
Well, I think it's safe to say our administrators are going to see that joy in all of us.
Coming back. I'm so afraid of
Who
us.
doesn't want that to spread across their building?
They're gonna say, oh, they're coming down the hallway, close the door, they're gonna just talk at us again.
What do we got now? I don't think
I
stars.
don't think that's helping the administrators.
I think with those Thanos gloves too.
I'm throwing the stars up.
I already answered that one.
Yeah, okay.
All right, well, if you guys have anything to add, now's the time, and if not, then if you need more ice cream.
Everything's cleaned up, I think.
Oh, okay.
You might be the only one not in the staff
It
meeting.
happened last year. I was here like an hour after, and Scott's like, they're closing the building. Like, I know, but they're so nice.
Everybody did leave, I'm pretty
I think
sure.
we made the last one.
Okay,
Well, hopefully we
All
get
right.
to change you a little and